I hope you find me okay. I had to start a new stream and I'm really sorry about what happened. I'm currently trying to get everything going and get a link out there. I just don't think it's going to, but I hope I get a few people in and join me. If not, I mean, we probably won't go that long, but I know there's a lot of people out there today that are putting content out. I mean, that's fine. Uh, I'm just going to play around and hey, Garrett, hey, I'm glad you found me. Technical issues as always with Phantasmic Chronicles. It's just not a stream unless I have some issues. So we're here. We're going to do this. You can see back here, right there. I got a boneless pork butt. Cargo, hey, welcome in, sweetie. It's good to see you too. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of hang out today. I'm going to make my rub for this, take it out, put it on the smoker, get some potatoes ready to put on there with it. That way, when Martine gets home this evening from work, she's going to have some pulled pork. Maybe make some, we call them plowboys. I'm sure everybody has them somewhere, named something different. You bake a potato, you shred up your pork, you put butter and sour cream in the potato, pile it with pulled pork and barbecue sauce and cheese, bacon bits, whatever you like. I usually don't use bacon bits. So she's actually at work right now. So I kind of am holding off putting it on because they don't take a whole lot of time to smoke when they're boneless. Wanted a bone in because they taste so much better. But Noah, welcome in. I appreciate you, all you guys coming in. I really do. Because like I said, I see a lot of people are live today, some in the park, some from home, and you guys coming over here and visiting me means an awful lot. So I really appreciate it. And I'm still kind of messing with my computer trying to get everything up and running because it's just not working today. I'm really kind of frustrated with it, to be honest. But we want to get started here in a minute. We're going to get it out. Things will be a little loud here and there because I've still got to make my my rub. It's a rub most people put on normally towards the end. It's chocolate and brown sugar, salt, pepper, but I like to let it melt on there and just catch some of those flavors too. So, hey, while you guys are here, if you guys have any issues hearing me or seeing what I'm doing, just put something in the chat and we'll make some adjustments. Can everybody hear me okay over here? I don't know if you can from this far away. Like I said, I don't have an external mic, so we're just going to go with it. Oh, thank you very much, Garrett. I appreciate that. So I hope everybody's doing okay today and everybody's having a good Saturday. Had my boys bowling this morning, and it's the one morning I get to sleep in, so if you consider 7:30 a.m. sleeping in, I do, because my mornings are usually anywhere between 3:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. Sundays is the real day I get to sleep in, but I don't mind a good 8 o'clock in the morning start. So you cannot hear. Okay, I'll work on that. Maybe move the camera a little bit. I'm not going to be too far away most of the time, so can you hear me okay where I'm at right now currently? Hello, Rhonda. How are you today? Like I said, if you didn't catch it, I had to pick up, unfortunately, a boneless pork butt because where I stopped today had no bone in. I mean, when you smoke with bone in, it's so much more flavor. And I'm going to season it up and throw it on the smoker today and play around with it. I don't know how long I'll be live. I just know that we'll at least get through the rub part and some other stuff. So what's everybody else's plan today? I mean, as you can see here, I've been cleaning house today and getting ready to do my thing. Garrett, did you go out and get that smoker today. That was your mission for today. It is 12:15 where you're at. You should be working on putting one together. So, and I'm doing it from my phone. I wanted to do it from my laptop, and it would not start today. So if my phone goes a little haywire, just know that somebody is trying to call me. I didn't have time to get my do not disturb put on. But this is like the rub I use for just about everything when I smoke or before when I attempted to smoke. Cracked black pepper, a little bit of coarse sea salt, and then plenty of cocoa powder, plenty of brown sugar. It melts on there. It is really good. It is one of my favorite things. Tina, welcome in. How are you? What are you glue gunning today, Cargo? Doing more ears? I believe if I seen your Facebook post right, you were working with a few fabrics. So I hope that that's going good. I've seen it with Splash Mountain. I really liked what you had there. So, all headbands. Tina, I am doing great. And, you know, for me, this is just fun because I don't go live very often. I don't get really a chance to sit down and hang out with everybody and see how they're doing. I mean, I'm in chat, but I never get to really interact myself. So I discovered this rub about a year ago. It is one of the simplest things you'll ever do, and it works great on everything. And when I say everything, I really do mean everything. I mean, really, chocolate and brown sugar, how can you go wrong? Jonathan, welcome in, buddy. How are you? So, I mean, it's really a 3-to-1 ratio of brown sugar to chocolate, salt and pepper to taste. Depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes I'll put a little bit of garlic in it, a little bit of chili powder, but not normally. It's a little overkill, especially with the brown sugar. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute. I'm going to wind up losing count, I can tell. And there's nothing sciencey about it. It just put it in. I put it into my mini chopper. My mini chopper, I mean, paid $15 for 10 years ago, and I've literally driven this thing into the ground. Process it up, mix it up. I'm going to break down some of that brown sugar a little bit so it's not as heavy. So please bear with me a minute while I run this through. It doesn't take long. Oh, thank you, MGM Family Travel. I was wondering if you find it or not. I put the link in there. I tried to go live from my regular camera and from my laptop, and for whatever reason, it would not render either one of them. So I had to set it up through Streamlab and go through my phone. So hopefully everything looks okay. I mean, my fat gut hanging around, I mean, isn't as fun as talking about butt mass on our screen. Welcome to my world. So I don't know if many of you get into things like rubs for anything you grill, but I'd love to hear what any of you guys like love to use when you grill. And my son Brandon, who fancies himself a baker, gets up in here. Oh, I already got it out. Here I am blaming him. And then I can't find any of my stuff. So I always save a few of the shakers that you get from your spices and stuff, and they work really great. I just hit it with a little bit of vegetable oil spray. That just kind of makes it a little sticky. I don't really mess around with trimming it much. Watch these guys are all stars doing this stuff, and it's just too much work. I mean, I'm not a professional. I don't claim to be. I just like food. Maybe that's why I look like I do. So, for those of you that came in a little bit later, so I'm doing this boneless pork butt. I'm also going to throw on baked potatoes. They will, it takes about 3.5 hours to do the pork butt. And I put the potatoes on. Potatoes simply go on with olive oil, sea salt, and cracked black pepper. They'll go on towards the end. And because I do have a larger cut of meat, I will get a little bit of salt top and bottom. I can keep my butcher's twine on here. Trying not to use my butcher's twine and trying not to touch salt pork. I will leave that sit and just kind of press and take some of that in. Then I'll hit it with some more of the rub. Like I said, sorry if you can't hear me, but pork scares me, not gonna lie, and I cook a lot of it. So, once again, thanks everybody for coming in. I really, like I said, I wanted to just kind of hang out and chat with you guys and just play around with some pork butt. I mean, how can you go wrong? It's pork butt. You can't go wrong with pork, period. I'm sorry, guys. I'm plugging in. I'm bad about having my phone charged before I do anything. Unless I'm sitting around the house, then I will have it plugged in all the time when I'm doing absolutely nothing with it. So that just makes absolutely no sense to me. But hey, what are you going to do? So, anybody got any big plans coming up? I'm just hanging out, and yeah, it is, Jonathan. It's all about the butt. Dad Bills, welcome in. It's good to see you. Yeah, pork especially. Pork. I've seen what happens when people get a hold of some raw pork. Although my thing with pork is I'm less scared of pork than I am chicken. Chicken, I wind up, and I fancy myself a pretty decent cook and a real person, but chicken, unless it's dark meat chicken, I usually get that pretty good. But chicken breast really scares me, and I wind up cooking it more than I should. And I'm actually got better with it over the last year, but not very good. Sorry, just looking at the chat. I'll be honest with you guys. I've never had this many people in one of my live streams before. And I know it's 8. What am I saying? But no, I've 7, 8 people in my stream. That's a little strange to see my chat actually moving. So it's kind of fun and kind of amazing to me. Daniel, welcome in. Taxes. Taxes. We all love taxes. I like getting the money back. I don't like sitting down and doing them. Although this has not been a bad year because I didn't have to fill out anything extra. I just sat down, filled out taxes, sent it in. No extra forms, no 1099s, no workers' comp, none of that. I didn't have to deal with any of that this year, which it seems like every year I've got at least one extra thing I got to figure out on my taxes. And you know, every 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 year I tend to have some sort of 1099 from some sort of work I did and then happen to file that as well. So if you do all that, Garrett, God bless you. So Daniel, you are at Disney right now, are you not? So if I remember seeing that last night and you are in Disney and you are in my stream, thank you very much. That just tells me that you like me and didn't and wanted to spend a few minutes in my let's see, do I smoke a lot of meats? No. Chris, yes and no. I just talked my wife into let me get a smoker last weekend. I put it together. This would be my third thing going in it. Now I have spent the last 2 years. No, matter of fact, I just had a memory pop up on my Facebook from 4 years ago. I've been dabbling in smoking on my propane grill, which is an experience and it can be done pretty well, but it's really time consuming and you have to really babysit your grill because that stuff, when it flames up, your temps are running up around 450, 500 degrees because you got a huge fire in your grill. And you also have to watch how it smokes because, too much smoke is not a good thing. When you have heavy smoke rolling out of your grill, you don't have the right kind of smoke for the food you're doing. You actually, it gets a really, gets a, it gets a burnt taste to it. It doesn't get that smoke taste to it. But I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. And these pellet grills, I mean, it's amazing. You walk out there, I want this on 250 degrees. I hit 250, now it goes up and it goes down, but it keeps itself in pretty good check. And the smoke that comes out of it smells good, it tastes good, and I put a probe in my food. I come in the house, I do what I need to do. I don't have to babysit anything from it. So, Chris, if you haven't gotten your own smoker yet, I don't know what you're waiting for because it is the best money I have probably ever spent on any kind of cooking utensil. I've had grills. I've I've bought new pots and new pans, pressure cookers, and crock pots and everything else. And hands down, the best thing I've ever bought so far is that smoker. And I mean, I didn't buy a Traeger or any of those fancy ones. I bought a Pit Boss from Walmart for $300 because it was on sale. It was originally 400, and it's just as big as the grill I had, and I don't worry about it getting too hot. Now, what I do want to buy eventually, I do want to buy the one brand is called Little Green Egg. Char Grills makes one called the Acorn. They're kind of the big dome-shaped charcoal grills that you can put lump charcoal or wood chunks in. I do eventually want to get one of those, and I would like to have my own barrel smoker because I've always wanted to do hanged type smoking, like smoke my own sausages and stuff like that. So, I mean, eventually I'll have that stuff, but I'm very happy with what I got right now. I really enjoy it. Let's see. Yeah, I told my wife, I said, I'll take our old grill, I'll clean it up, and it'll be off to the side, but I don't see myself using it very often. Because I actually bought one that has an opening on my bottom where I can open it up and I can actually sear and just grill. I don't need to just smoke in it. So I really like it. That's the reason why I bought it because smokers have an angled grate in it. Well, pellet grills. have an angled grate in the bottom that when everything runs off, it runs down into two troughs and it comes out into a bucket on the side of the smoker. So you don't have to worry about so much of the grease buildup on the bottom, because when you cook slow, you do create uh, a lot of grease builds up. So, but mine on top of it, it has a second piece that goes down and it's got a handle. You slide it back and it opens up the flame port and you can grill right over top of that. So I'm going to mess around with that and do that. Like I said, I have no words outside of amazing to talk about. Just a few experiences I've already had having a smoker compared to having to mess around with soaking smoker chips and putting them in a steel box and putting them inside the grill and getting them hot enough and going out to make sure they're not too hot, because then they catch fire, and then fire likes to like grease and grease likes to get really hot. And that's just, I got tired of it. No matter how much I cleaned my grill, I was always dealing with it. So made the move and bought the smoker. Well, I don't know Chef Tony Cargo, but I'm in there. So yeah. So I've so far done, and I sent some stuff to Garrett because we got to talk about smokers one night, and I've done a whole chicken in there, which turned out absolutely amazing. And well, yeah, it's how cooking show starts get started. Um, yeah, they don't do a lot of the ahs and ums and trying to, because you guys used to come in a world of randomness. I don't plan out anything. I just am like, well, am I going to go live? Not going to go live. Yeah, let's go live, and I schedule it and I go live. So, well, you know, Cargo, I'm not going to lie. Me and Martine have talked. I think Michelle's a little better cook than what she leads on, because I mean, she does really well. I mean, we all have stinkers of meals, so yeah. Chris, I have a friend who actually bought an old. Let me think of the word. Uh, Not a gas tank, but we use a lot of fuel oil out here. And he bought an old fuel oil container. It was, I don't even know how big this thing was, but he took it out home, and he's a welder. So he made his own uh, hog smoker, and he does that. He quit what he was doing, and during the summer, he makes a lot of money just doing hogs for people, and I mean, he's retired now, but I mean, he makes 3, 4, $500 in a weekend just going to people bring him the hog. He puts it all together. He puts it in the night before. He pulls up to their wedding, reunion, whatever it is, and he cooks that hog for him. And I mean, people pay him big money to do that. But I've had it, so it's not an act, Garrett. Okay, I mean, but she's doing a really good job, though. I mean, she's from when I first started watching you guys, where literally the only thing that she knew how to do was use the machete. She's been making some pretty complicated stuff, some stuff that, like, I mean, I know it's not super complicated, but I would never sit down and attempt to do frushi live on a stream without working it out myself. I mean, and she did a fantastic job. So, but I think that's one of the reasons why you guys are growing the way you are. Michelle is not afraid to step out there and do something she's not comfortable with, and that that to me says a lot. A lot of people would never go live and do a stream if they were not comfortable doing it. I mean, outside of me with no plan. But But yes, tuna empanadas we have to definitely stay away from, and fish eyeballs, and tuna empanadas. No bueno. Yeah, Rhonda, you say that. Um, I've never had anybody to learn from either. I really, I've always been intrigued by cooking. And when my ex-wife went back to college, she was working full time, going to school full time, and I wound up having to. Francisco, welcome in, buddy. I knew the basics, and that's about it. Seasoning to me was just salt and pepper, and I didn't understand how to season properly. And I had a lot of really, really bad meals I served at home when my kids were extremely young. And I think that's really why there is nothing in this world that Brandon doesn't eat. So I think that a little bit of that is because he ate dad's food when he was really young. So if he can get by that, he can get by anything. But now it's to a point where I prefer to cook because I really enjoy the challenge of cooking for everybody. And I ask every meal, hey, how is it? I love to hear that it's delicious because I remember all those horrible meals I served all those years ago. And I've spent a lot of time, uh, literally, Food Network was my friend. I watched Food Network 24 hours a day because I was not going to let bad hamburgers ruin the chance of getting good. I've really enjoyed it. Hey, Daniel, I really appreciate you coming in today. Like I said, a lot of people are alive, and you are at the greatest place ever invented. So go have fun. Thank you for coming in. And I hope to see more of you as I continue to start going live more often. Because I think I'm going to do this a little more often. Just go live every few Saturdays, just hang out and just chat. So like I said, I love going into streams and getting involved chat-wise, but I really love sitting down, going live, and people coming in and actually communicating. I mean, I really do enjoy that. I enjoy it a lot. So I'm going to hit this one more time, wash up one more time. Then we'll take you guys outside and show you the smoker. And hopefully children have not made a huge mess because I got a big enough one myself. And show you my smoker. So we'll do that. We'll hang out until I get it on, and then be real, Tony. I love your guts more than you can imagine. But if you Disney, you will not be here. Oh well, Cargo, I love you anyway. Yes, Daniel is pretty awesome. I've gotten to know him quite a bit through you, Garrett, and I really enjoy talking to him because you know what? A lot of kids his age don't have the mentality that he has. He definitely he comes in, he supports people, and that's one of the things that I really enjoy. Like with everybody, you guys coming in here. Like I said, you guys could be doing anything today, and you guys are in here just hanging out with me. So, Cargo, you're going to have to find a way to sneak across that border and come on down here. And we can set you up and you and Martine can go live and you guys can make ears. And then all would be good. All would be saved. Right? Am I wrong? And there's still a very good possibility that Brandon and I, because I'm working on my passport right now, and because me and Martine are going on a cruise next July. And actually, oh, there's my wife right now texting me that she loves me. Oh, I love her too. So if I can come out there, no, you may never go home again. I'll, I'll have to move out. You and Martine will take over the house. So yeah, cargo. I mean, come on, just sneak across the border. What's it going to hurt? So I will be working on my passport, going back to what I was saying, because me and Martine are going on a cruise. So yes, I know I don't need my passport, Rhonda. The problem is if you get sick on board, you go to the nearest hospital, which would be the Bahamas. So I'm not taking any chances. Plus, we just need to get our passports anyway. I mean, yeah, it's the agency cruise. I'm going next July with the agency, and I don't want to be in a foreign country without a passport. So I am going to make sure, because if you ever talk to my wife, there's a fear if anybody at all can wind up on a cruise ship and wind up in a hospital, and that's just true. So, Rhonda, are you going on that cruise? I don't think I've asked you. I know that there's a couple other people that are going, but I didn't know if you were going or not. I did not want to go. Uh, Martine said that we are going. Actually, she said, I really want to go on a cruise, and it's Disney. And I said, I think I'd be all right if we stayed like inside the ship. And then I got to thinking, no, I want to kind of see what we're doing, but I didn't want to be in a room with the portals because I would just feel too closed in. So we went to, yes, that is the one that Leaner's going on. So we went with a veranda room. I looked at the commission that was coming back on it and looked at the price of the inside, and I'll be making enough back that it was going to be the same price. So we're going to have a veranda room. I want to be able to sit out on the veranda on a cruise ship and drink fancy drinks with an umbrella. Or maybe some moonshine. I don't know. Maybe they'll have some Smoky Mountain moonshine on that cruise because I can't take it with me because it's not wine. It's not cans of beer. They are very strict on what you can and can't take on those cruises. You can take a bottle of wine, bottle of champagne, two of each, or 1 6-pack of beer, but you can't take hard liquor. The stuff I have isn't any worse than the wine as far as alcohol. So, oh, now if she goes back and watches this, she's going to know that you're making her ears. It won't be a surprise. Although we know you well enough, Cargo, we can't, or we can predict you're that type of person. You would have probably sent her something anyway as soon as you found out. So yeah, yeah, I'm just like you, Rhonda. After I got to thinking about it, I want to be able to see outside the ship, and I want to be able to jump if I need to. Seriously, I don't want to be stuck inside. So we are going to try to get a reservation for Palo or for Remy. I'd like to do it. They're expensive, but I don't know what. I don't think that we'll be able to get them because there's so many tiers we have to go through before it gets to us. But yeah, Rhonda, right now, have you been watching Norwegian's deals that they have for cruising? Me and Martine actually looked at, there was a 9-day Alaskan cruise with all sorts of free stuff added. Second person flies free and everything else. And 9 day Alaskan cruise we could have taken for, I think it was, matter of fact, I think it was $100 cheaper than what our Disney cruise for 3 days is going to be. Oh, I don't foresee any kind of discount. Not that far into 2022. I mean, they're getting to a point where the cruise industry is looking at filing lawsuits against the federal government because you've got all these. Every theme park is opening this year, and the cruise industry is looking at it as, where are we right now? The cruise industry is probably the hardest hit in the world right now. I mean, these things are constantly on the move with thousands of people in them, and you could easily find ways to do it and socially distance people on a cruise. There's no doubt in my mind. If you could do it at Walt Disney World and all the Cedar Fair parks and all the Six Flags parks, and I realize they're outside, but it, a lot of things that you do on a cruise is outside too. So there's no reason why they can't figure out something for them. Uh, yeah, with all that, I've got some friends that they uh, they own a home here, and they own a home in Asia. The one guy, he is from there, from Borneo. No, not Borneo. I can't remember now. Maybe it was, but they literally flew home the day before they shut everything down, and now they're trying to go back to their other home, and they can't. It's really hard to get out of the United States right now, and the flight to get there is already really expensive for them, and right now it's just absolutely insane for them to try to go to their other home. So they're kind of stuck here in the town that I live in, where this home is. Normally they spend their summer and fall in Asia, and they spend winter and spring here. So they're at a point now where they're trying to figure out how they're going to get back, because they have to get to each side, because they only have someone taking care of their place until then. So, guys, I am going to step away for a minute. I have a needy dog that I think really needs me to take him out. So, if you could just give me a minute to take care of him, and I will shut off the mic and cam, and I will be right back. Sorry about this, guy. All right, I was talking to you guys and I didn't realize I had anything back on. Sorry. So here is, figure out how to get my camera flipped around. StreamYards, I really hate. Not for there, but it is really hard to get a camera to turn around in this app. Well, unfortunately, it's not going to allow me to turn my camera around. Anyways, let's bring it around here. Yeah, that didn't work out so well either, did it? This is my Pit Boss 700 pellets go into drum hopper. I use fruit woods. I really enjoy fruit woods. They create such a nice flavor for everything. And they are very loud. If you've never had a pellet grill or been around someone that's using a pellet grill, I was a little worried the first time I used it because to be honest with you, I thought it was broken. It sounds like a jet engine a little bit. So I'm getting ready to bring it up right now and start bringing it to temp. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but there's a fan that starts going, and then it feeds pellets into the pellet box and lights them up electronically. And I just realized I forgot to bring this into the house and clean it, so it smells really smoky right now too. Because I did my chicken the other night. I don't know if I talked about it much in the stream with Monarch Moments the other night, but chicken I made. I got to get used to this gimbal. Oh, yes, basketball hoop. That thing gets used probably more than the shower does it in my house. I have children that love to play basketball. They don't like to keep it cleaned up very well, but yeah, they really love to use the basketball hoop. I have to constantly fight with them to clean up when they're done. So, but most of us have kids and have that problem, so I'm not going to complain too much. I got good kids. So we'll come back in here. Really doesn't take long for a smoker to heat up either. I've read a lot of reviews in the past where people complained how long it takes for a pellet grill to heat up and what they get out of it and what they expected. But you know, when you're used to propane heats up pretty quick. You know, you fire it up, you turn all the burners on medium, and you walk away for 5 minutes, and it's ready. So I think we are going to be ready to wrap it up here. So Cargo, don't worry, I'm heading out myself. Thank you very much for coming in, and everybody else, thank you for coming in and hanging out with me for a while. I really enjoyed it. I will be taking. What kind of animals wander into our area? We have raccoons. We have deer. Unfortunately, we have a lot of coyote around. As a matter of fact, me and my wife sat in the dining room the other night. We like to sit around in the evenings and play some cards and just talk about the day. And we could hear the coyotes. We have that. We have a mole problem. I really hate the moles. They drive me nuts. So I've got plenty of tracks through the yard right now of moles, and I will eventually get them, but it takes time. You got to catch them at the right time. So as for this one, I'm going to be taking some pictures as this thing smokes. I will be posting them on Instagram. For those of you who've been here this entire time, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate just sit down and actually talking with everyone. Uh, like I said, I don't know, this might be something I do every other weekend or maybe once a month, but just sit down and enjoy catching up with everyone. So thank you very much, guys. I want everybody to have a good day, and check out my Instagram, and I'll have some pictures on as it goes on, and the potatoes and how it looks when it comes off and the finished product. So thank you, everyone. Have a good day.